Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder, Matthew Oman. We are all fight, no fight, primal fear. And you're watching BJ and DG Talk Wrestling. Yeah!
Hello, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome back. But if you're joining us on Twitch, welcome. BJ here. DG over there.
Yep.
Sort of.
How's it going? Yes, sort of. How is everybody doing? A great week of wrestling indeed it was. And I am ready to talk about it.
As always, sometimes, Chef the Rep.
Howdy, everybody. Shall we ring the bell, get this started?
Oh, we shall.
Come on, ring the bell.
There we go. Thank you. All right. I figure a good place for us to start this week is the NXT TNA Showdown.
Sure.
Because that was a great show.
Yeah. This was everything that we expected it to be. This is what we like out of this working relationship. This is what we wanted, basically. Bottom line for the whole thing.
This is what we wanted to start things. Like, we want more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but, more of this, please. Thank you.
Yeah, like, from beginning to end, that show had my full attention.
Yep. Yeah, I'm glad it was on a Tuesday night. It was the night before New Comic Wednesday, so I didn't have to worry about anything.
Already read through everything.
I had already done my reading for the week. My pull list was finalized. I was ready to just watch the showdown.
Yeah, and, I mean, it was up against AEW Title Tuesday, which we'll probably talk about a bit later, but I'm just going to say this real quick. If you're going to call your show Title Tuesday, please have more than 2 titles defended in the show.
For real.
Like, I'm watching that entire show, like, why aren't there more titles defended? It's like, hey, we're going to do Night of Champions, but not one single title is going to be defended at all.
Well, it wasn't to that extent, but still, yeah, if it's Title Tuesday, I would expect just about every match to be a title match.
Title Tuesday?
I mean, there was one other match that had championship implications, but, just the general idea, you would expect a bit more of championship defense, even if you were defending Ring of Honor championships.
Sure. Anything. Make it titles, but everything should be. It should have all been the
tag title or something.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
But yeah, let's talk about NXT TNA Showdown. A show which I think was the beginning of something much bigger that I'm hoping is going to continue on, at least for the next couple months storyline-wise. But let's talk about the opening match. And they started this show off big right away for both the NXT and TNA Tag Team Championships. The Hardys, Matt and Jeff, taking on Dark State. Mm-hmm. And now this match has a lot of implications within itself, because we know what's next for the Hardys, even before this match, being tonight against the Dudleys in a table match.
Yeah, the last match ever between those two iconic teams.
And the possibility that if they do win those championships, could they be defended also in this match? Since one set's already on the line, hey, let's put more gold onto this and just make the match bigger at this point. Because I would assume, at least a creative direction, it wouldn't really change all that much.
Yeah, I don't imagine it would change anything.
No. Dark State trying to, before the bell even rings, trying to take out the Hardys. because nobody was supposed to be at ringside, and there had to be a winner in this match. And did we get a winner?
Oh, we did.
Very decisively.
Yeah. Chef, what did you think of this match?
I thought it played out pretty much the way I expected it to go. Dark State, they had a good run with those tag titles, but the Hardys are a veteran team. They are not going to, give up to a bunch of young punks who are trying to make a name for themselves. They're going to come in, they're going to bring their all. Plus, they know that they've got a match coming up tonight against the Dudleys, who have been their biggest rivals, arguably, ever in history. They know that they want momentum on their side going into that. So why not have 2 titles on the line as well? So, yeah, the Hardys went out. They did what they've been doing for 25 plus years now, and they won more titles. So now we get tonight, Bound for Glory. Hardys, Dudleys, one last time, and it's for 2 sets of belts.
This is dream booking. This is 2K booking here.
Yeah. No. 2K booking happened yesterday morning. Another match we will be talking about later, because they even bring it up on commentary.
Yeah.
But yeah, the history. So, with the result of this match in the Hardys winning, the Hardys became the first ones under TNA contract to bring a WWE championship or NXT championship, whatever. It's all under the same umbrella, to TNA. Mm-hmm. Also, they have won tag team championships in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s.
Yep.
Like, are the Hardys the greatest tag team of all time?
There's an argument to be made.
Or would you say of their era, the greatest tag team of their era? Which would include the likes of Edge and Christian, the Dudleys. The Young Bucks.
Kai and Tai.
Well, the first Twitch version of sending somebody to catering. Kai and Tai.
I hope there's some good snacks. But I'm having trouble thinking of one worse.
Beer Money from TNA.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Machine Guns in TNA.
Uh-oh. Hey, I'm in catering. They have mango. What could I couldn't resist.
I mean, especially if we were to look at this from the perspective of having a Mount Rushmore of tag teams. Because I feel like the Road Warriors would be on that list.
Yeah.
Even if you were just to have teams you would consider. Yeah, teams that you would just consider to be on the Mount Rushmore to consider putting there. Like you said, Demolition.
Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah. The Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian.
The Quebecers.
The Usos currently, Young Bucks. That you just teams that would be an FTR. I
New
feel
Day.
like, yeah, the New Day. I definitely, like I just said, FTR. I definitely think should deserve to at least, at worst, have an honorable mention, being number 5 or 6. Considering what they have accomplished is something that I've talked about and related them to the Dudleys and Road Warriors, and then also the Hardys. They win gold wherever they go. Because the Hardys also just won the House of Glory Tag Team Championships. They're also the 4th Rope Tag Team Champions, and I think they have a small collection of other indie Tag Team Championships they're currently holding.
Okay, then. The Mercedes Moné of the Tag Team division.
Besides, I'm actually a fan. Yep, number 10.
Yeah.
La Diaz.
She just wants that Ultimo Dragon record. That's what she wants there. But yeah, so now, Bound for Glory tonight, which was something we talked about last week in our predictions for Bound for Glory, was if the Hardys win this, or will these tag team championships be on the line? And lo and behold, they win the championships, and we get the announcement that now the tables match will be for both the WWE, the NXT and TNA tag team championship.
Like, wow.
Never
thought I'd see this in my lifetime.
Does this change your viewpoint any of that match?
No.
Again, I don't think it's going to change anything.
No, I view this as the Dudleys, especially Devon's retirement match. This is them going out on their shield here. They're going out on their backs through the tables. This changes nothing for me. I still predict the Hardys to win this one.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm just going to say, well, this is a situation of like, all right, we're going to tease this as our last match, but it'll be our second to last. We'll win it and just immediately drop them. Type deal. But the only issue would become if they did win. All right, that's fine for the TNA Tag Team Championships. What about the NXT Tag Team Championships?
Well, we get Dudley's versus Dark State.
Well, also behind the scenes, Devon that the past few years have not been kind to him whatsoever. So I think this has got to be his swan song here.
Yeah, Devon can't go anymore. He retired a few years ago, and he's right now feeling in good enough shape to be able to do one more. And
I think this is something that they've been trying to work toward all year for him.
Yeah,
to get this last big moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's deserved.
Absolutely is.
Looking forward to seeing
this
match.
A little scary, like Flair's retirement match.
Which one?
Because this is a high impact match.
Yeah, it's a tables match. You got to win by putting someone else through a table. Got to wonder, is Devon taking that last table bump?
I'm pretty sure
him going through that table.
I'm also pretty sure they said this week that both members have to go through tables for the match to end.
Okay, I missed that part.
I'm pretty sure. I think Bully said it when they had their little face-off promo with each other last week or the week before. Or he could have said it on Busted Open. Hey, Chef, in the chat.
I got orange today, Tara. I got to vary it up every so often, Orange today, maybe cola next week, root beer. Who knows? They got so many flavors, so many to choose from.
I got beer.
Yeah, so many flavors, so many to choose from as well.
So, barring tonight, we say we stick with the Hardys retaining and everything. Or what's next for the Hardys? Apparently, their contracts are going to be up at the end of the year.
Jump to NXT?
I don't think they jump to NXT necessarily. I'm not sure they jump anywhere, honestly. They could re-sign with TNA, or they could just decide to, have a retirement match of their own in December.
My logic was jump to NXT, run some stories there. After Mania, call them up to the main roster, let them get a retirement run.
Okay, yeah, sure. That would work too, if they want to do that.
Who in NXT has what it takes to take those belts off the Hardys now?
Well, there aren't a lot of tag teams anymore.
No, there aren't. That's why I kind of want to ask the question. Who could step up in the situation? Could we see something like a revitalized Chase U now?
Well, what's his name? Cale Dixon and
then Finley's son. Yeah.
Brogan Finley or whatever his name is. Yeah, I mean, are they there yet though?
No, they're not there yet. They could eventually, but not yet.
Yeah.
And then they just fired the other tag team.
I mean, we have some other releases we'll be talking about shortly.
But on NXT, the team that I feel would probably be the most ready to beat them is Hank and Tank, honestly.
We saw an interaction with them before. Hank and Tank could pursue to get those titles back now. The Calling.
They're not as solidified yet, and they only have those 2 male members right now.
Well,
Jim?
It's Sean Spears and I forget what the other.
That's what I'm saying. That would be the team there.
Yeah, it could be, but I don't feel like that's a cohesive tag team to win titles.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying at the moment you gotta build a division, and
you do.
That is a team that
I feel like the Calling should bring in another person if they want to form a tag team.
I don't know. I think Sean Spears in a tag team with a younger guy would help out the younger guy a lot, because Sean Spears has said it's not about winning championships.
Right. It's about elevating others, right?
Yeah, and that would help elevate somebody, so he would still be doing something like that by winning. We have AAA as well that could pop in and try to so. I think that, and things are good once they sort out and the dust settles from all this. Or we could even see new tag teams step up at this point. You have Evolve, which has a couple decent future tag teams. Just having a match with the Hardys would do wonders for them.
What was I going to say? Are Inamura and
Briggs still
Briggs
a team?
still
No.
No.
But that would be an interesting matchup, because that would be a team that just on size alone, you put them with the Hardys, you're like, well, how does Jeff Hardy kill himself almost winning this match?
Pagano and Psycho Clown would be a good shout.
It would.
Yeah.
That would probably be the AAA tag team that I would want to see.
Oh, absolutely.
Could we see a team like, let's just say, like the War Raiders pop up in NXT to challenge them?
I wouldn't be against that.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm still the War Raiders. The Viking gimmick kind of killed it for me with them, and I don't think they're going to be able to come back from that in my mind.
I don't want.
It's a me problem. I totally admit that, but
I don't want to abruptly shift topics, but I just remembered, and I didn't mention it before we went live, and now I forget. I'll get back to you.
Nice one, BJ.
What was it? I forget. Something got triggered, and then that fast it went away. I need another beer. That'll unlock it.
There you go.
Or it'll bury it further. Stay tuned and find out on this episode of BJ and DG Talk Wrestling, featuring Shep the Ref.
Hey, I got a feature. Moving up in the world. What, did my ex get to you?
But moving on to the next match, which was the first of 2 of Survivor Series styles matches, which is the women's match. Wow. Okay, because I should have probably taken better notes. The NXT women's team and
Jacy
the TNA
Jane, Sol Ruka,
Jada
Zarya.
Parker. No, Zarya wasn't in the match.
Zarya wasn't. No,
Lola
yeah,
Vice.
Jada Parker and Lola Vice. That was the 4.
Yeah. This was a pretty good match.
I heard a rumor this week from a reliable source of mine that John Cena's last opponent will be none other than Gunther.
Yeah, I think I said something to you about that.
You did not. Because then I would have remembered.
I did.
Anyway, just wanted to put a little asterisk there and get back to that.
Ding. All right, so yes, the women's match. This match was fantastic. This was probably one of the most entertaining matches of the week for me. These women went out there, and it was just all over the place. They were just action the entire time. Sol Ruka, it just keeps impressing me more and more every time I see her. Just everything that woman can do in the ring. Yeah, and she just seems to elevate every time. Yeah,
and she's quickly improving too.
Yeah, oh yeah. every match she's just pulling out something new, it seems like. And yeah, she is definitely main roster bound on the sooner side rather than the later side, I think.
I do agree with that. We've already started seeing them featured on the main roster, her and Zarya on SmackDown pursuing the Women's Tag Team Championship. So I think that water's already being tested. But I also think that Soruka gets called up alone and Zarya will finally get her singles run. She's been introduced to the crowd now. You know, you've had time to get to know her character. I think it's time to turn her heel and let her be a monster on that division. Her and Jordan Grace one-on-one with her as a heel would be absolutely amazing.
And there's plenty of faces for her to run through on the way.
Oh yeah, you have her turn on Sol Ruka. There's your heel turn right there, built in. She just gets jealous of the belts and decides that she wants them. Boom, heel turn.
Steven, how you doing? How you doing? Glad to have you. But yeah, so and Jordan Grace, who is the special referee in this match, who I thought did a really good job.
Yeah. Yep. Very even, you know. I mean, did what she could with what she saw. And yeah, called it as down the middle as she could.
The yellow card, red card moment.
Yeah.
Deep cuts, I love them every time. Like pulled a yellow card and a red card in wrestling. I absolutely love it. Somebody on the indies needs to make that a gimmick. And if you get a red card pulled, you're automatically disqualified.
I love it.
The wrestling soccer ref.
If there's a red card during a tag team match, then just that partner is ejected.
Yep.
And the other one
becomes a handicap match. So you... Ow!
What'd you do?
Dude, nothing. The 49ers defender in the Tampa game just like sidewalk slammed the Tampa Bay receiver.
Nice.
Oh no, the tight end. Whoever their tight end is. I'm sorry, it was more like a back body drop, but you know.
Either way.
Yeah. Wrong 3 initials, man. Wrong 3 initials. But yeah, so this match wasn't exactly perfect. You know, we had the Miss Moonsault, which still got sold, which was somehow when this stuff like that happens and they still do the sell, it's just absolutely great. It's like, oh, did the Phantom follow up and get you?
Yeah, hey, it happens every so often.
But this match had a lot of big spot moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah, spots all over the place. There was, like I said, nonstop action for the whole thing.
How do you feel about where Sol Ruka goes? Because I look at her, I'm like, she has all the athleticism in the world. She has the flashy move that makes people remember who she is, you know. And but then I always think what we've seen succeed in NXT and really get over doesn't necessarily translate to the main roster. Where she is now, let's say she gets her call up after she loses the Women's North American Championship. Is she mid-card? Are we talking about maybe she goes to Raw for that Intercontinental Championship or SmackDown for the United States Championship?
Personally, I'd like to see her go SmackDown for the U.S. title more than the Intercontinental belt. But yeah, that mid-card feels exactly right.
I wouldn't put her any higher than mid-card, at least at first.
Right. Yeah, build her up some. Get her familiar with the main roster but she easily could slide up into that women's title picture within the next 2 years. Easily.
Oh, absolutely.
Steven Chambers in the chat, in his opinion, needs to be the NXT Women's Champion first. I'm not against that. It's just a matter of, does she need to be there in that time frame? Because even now, a lot of the women who are in that division, at that part of the division, she's had matches against and looked great in those matches. She might be a case of somebody who doesn't need that championship, so that it's even a bigger accomplishment to say she goes to Raw runs through the Intercontinental Division, eventually gets that Women's World Championship match and wins it. You know, we've seen people go through that system who've not held gold at all, go to the main roster and be successful.
True. Solo Sikoa was North American champion when he got called up and had to relinquish the belt. He never won the NXT belt, men's belt. So, yeah, I would say that's a parallel right there. She doesn't need it, but it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, and there's heat now between her and JC Jane after JC stole that pin.
Yeah, I definitely am looking forward to see where that goes, because now we could see that she's looking towards the future now. We've started seeing a little bit of breaks here and there with her and Zarya. You know, they're not exactly fully getting along like they usually do. Yes, I saw something about that. JC Jane might be injured.
Interesting.
Well,
if that's the case, I say, yeah, strap that rocket to Sol Ruka right now. Go for it.
And then on NXT this week, after the Women's Survivor Series style match, we had a backstage segment with Ava and Matt Cardona begging for a match, basically, with Josh Briggs. And then he knocks on the door. Matt Cardona hides behind the door when he opens it. And he just comes in demanding the same thing. So the match is made, and I just love Matt Cardona behind the door the entire time. That was such a fun
like
segment.
an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely fun.
If you don't like this version of Matt Cardona, there's a problem with you.
Dude, I just love that. All right, so we've seen
Cardona.
All right, so we've seen guys who have returned come out to some of their original theme songs. Do we get the Zack Ryder theme song, or just like a small clip of it, like woo woo, you know it, and just to pop the crowd before he comes out to his always ready music?
I would love it, but I don't think we do.
Yeah.
You know what? I would love for him to come out in that old gear.
Shaved with the haircut.
I'm just saying, we got JDC back as Fandango for a night.
We did. He came out to the music. He did.
God, so much potential that WWE just squandered it. That man beat Chris Jericho in his debut match at WrestleMania. Well, he'll always have that, won't he?
Yeah.
If my buddy in Florida is watching right now, he probably just popped. Just all right.
You're welcome, Florida man.
Yeah, Stephen Chambers. Yeah.
I think we all are.
Yeah, that was actually a bit of a surprise for me. We will be talking more because there's a couple other names that were released as well.
He seems like someone pretty likely to pop up at local indie shows.
Sure.
Yeah,
more likely than to show
in about 30 days.
Yeah.
because he's in NXT, so that's a 30-day clause, not the 90-day. But yeah, let's talk about my favorite match from Showdown. Yes. The North American Championship match between Ethan Page and Mustafa Ali.
Hell of a match.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mustafa finally getting his due for that match that he won so long ago.
Yeah, and then got released as soon as he became #1 contender.
He has like the worst luck. He was going to get pushed, and then Kofi Mania happened because he got hurt.
Yeah.
Like, he has the worst luck.
But then again, as well, like, we've seen it that during the Retribution storyline, if they had just let him have the microphone for 2 minutes, that entire storyline instantly gets over, and there's less blowback on it because now we have a reason why, and they're giving them a voice. Because if you've ever seen the interview with him, he's like, we had the whole thing mapped out as to why I gave them the names, why they had to wear the masks, even though the fans knew who they were. Like, it was all going to be explained, and I feel like the storyline would have gotten over better.
But Vince happened.
It wouldn't have gotten over.
I mean, it might have had a better chance.
Yeah, no, it definitely would have had a better chance.
Oh yeah,
because
it was a good idea. They looked stupid.
No, that's what I'm saying. Eventually, you get away from the masks, and they become something as more entrance attire than something you wear during the match, because we all knew who they were.
Like Mace looked like a Ninja Turtles villain.
I'm okay with some of that stuff.
One of them looked like they just took a paper plate and cut holes in it.
And there was a whole idea, they had it mapped out as to why Mustafa Ali made them wear the masks and gave them the names.
Hold on, wasn't Mercedes Martinez in that?
Yes, she was.
Oh my! And she was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm out."
Yeah, but yeah, what did you guys think of this Paige and Ali match?
Just amazing.
I love how it was booked. I love from the beginning to end how that match was put together. Because it's not often that you'll hear me talk about. It's usually moments in a match, but that entire match, from beginning to end, every spot, it all made sense.
The pacing, the spot placement, I mean, everything was perfect.
Yeah, the way that they went into the end game of that match, the little twist that they had with the camera cable, that was very well done. The way they set it up and they played it out, yeah.
Because as far as Ali should have won that match, and I do believe that was my pick. Which again, willing something, but it would have made for such a great thing of having how the show played out, that both title matches TNA walked out of with the championships.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping there's a rematch at some point, because I think because of that ending, there should be a rematch, but also we know Ethan Page has a lot going on. I also wouldn't mind seeing, let's just say, Mustafa Ali versus Ricky Saints, for the NXT championship.
Who's Ricky Starks?
Some guy who used to wrestle in AEW. I don't know what happened to him.
From what I heard, he just walked out one door and into another.
He's been sainted now.
Yeah, but we do know, as Stephen Chambers is saying in the chat, that Dr. Wagner is at some point in the
Dr. Wagner Jr.
Ricky Pelicans! Fly, Pelican, fly!
Ricky
Fly,
Spanish.
Pelican. Ricky. Whoa. We don't want that heat. We do not want the heat of Ricky Spanish, man. Don't
Nobody wants that heat.
Yo, you can't be dropping that, man. Just casually. That's how you lose the game.
Say his name. I'm glad somebody got the reference.
Overall, I'm going to say it now. Ethan Page and Ali was the best match on that show, hands down, on Tuesday night.
Yeah, gonna agree with that.
And given that what else was still to come. We had a backstage thing with Dr. Wagner, and then Lexis King and Tavion Heights being involved in that. So it looks like they'll have something going on in the near future.
Yeah, Lexis swearing that Dr. Wagner was Tavion until Tavion showed up.
That was good. Yeah.
A couple other things before we get into the main event. We had a segment which pretty much in the NXT women's locker room, or the NXT women's team, with Blake Monroe appearing. It looks like she's going to be pursuing that North American Championship, which, hey, that could be the switch off that somehow Blake wins that title. You move Soruka into the NXT Women's Championship division. Even if she doesn't win that championship, she gets a moment to shine to make sure she's ready for the main roster.
Sure. That works.
You know, especially if you're going to do eventually a singles run with her, you give her some time to adjust to being back to a full singles wrestler.
Yep.
And then after what we're about to talk about, the men's Survivor Series match, right before the show goes off the air, we get a segment in the back with Ava and Santino. And next week there's a battle royal for the women's #1 contendership. And Ava extends an invitation to the Knockouts division.
Yeah.
So we'll see who shows up next week.
Yeah. But let's talk about this men's Survivor Series match.
Let's talk
with
about
Joe
it.
Hendry as the referee. Why? Why, Steven? Why? I need an answer in chat. Why?
Ooh.
Why? We don't need another international championship. Like,
AEW's already got that name on lock at the moment.
but also the international, like, when we most recent memory I want to say was the 80s with it, or late 80s, early 90s with the international championship, and it was done because Ric Flair and the world titles. Ric Flair took the world title with him and left the NWA/WCW at the time. So that's why they made an international championship, which is supposed to be as prestigious as a world championship.
Until the world championship comes back.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to bring back the European title.
See, there we go.
Hardcore.
The NX.
Yes, the hardcore title.
No,
Not the 24/7 belt, the
Yes,
hardcore
yes,
belt.
no. Yeah, and R-Truth can hold that 46 times.
R-Truth needs 100 championship reigns before he retires.
He needs more championship reigns than The Undertaker has pay-per-view wins with 107, which is the all-time record. Honestly, I'm
not kidding. I would love to see Cruiserweight back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's enough, like, little guys now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Little
You know, it'll give something for like
fellas.
2/3 of the El Grande faction to do.
Yeah, right? You
But yeah,
have
let's-
something for Tozawa to do?
And still lose. But yeah, this men's Survivor Series match. Special referee Joe Hendry. And this match delivered as well, I would say. Like, it's something to where this felt like a PLE.
Yeah.
It really did. Like, the way
Yeah.
it was booked, the way the matches were put together.
Yeah.
Dude, I would pay to
Yeah.
see that match. I would pay to see that.
Something
Just
tells
saying.
me Dom would put Microman over for the right price.
Microman, the new AAA Mega Champion.
The belt's, like, bigger than him.
God, that would be amazing to see him try and put that on.
Or hold it up.
Oh,
He just
God.
wears it like a shawl.
Hey guys, remember, we have a hard out today. We
Yes,
gotta
we
try
do.
to stay.
Yes.
We gotta try to
It's
stay on
early, though.
topic here.
Relax.
Right. What's the topic?
Men's Survivor Series match.
Oh, right, that's the topic.
Joe Hendry, special referee. This was the one match to where it felt like the more teams were kind of bit of a more even base.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still disappointed of all things that Obafemi wasn't involved in this match.
Yeah, he's got bigger things going on. He had to face down Omos earlier this week.
Because you would think you would have your most dominant guy. Oh yeah, at that house show, that was a thing that happened. But yeah, what did you guys think of this match?
Everything I would expect.
Yeah, I thought the NXT guys, obviously did what they had to do, and the TNA guys brought what they had. Wasn't quite enough, but yeah,
But
I mean,
also
it
there
didn't
was-
help. It didn't help that Trick Williams abandoned Ricky
Yeah.
Saints during the match. You know, I was really shocked at how quick Miles Bourne went out. Like that, like I didn't feel like he had enough time. We had some foreshadowing because we had Slater pin Javon Evans
Yep.
during the match as well.
We got an X Division match coming up tonight.
But boy, did Ricky Saints put on a fight after being abandoned, because he eliminated both Cass and Leon Slater in the match. But it was just Moose and Santana left. It was just too much for him. Ricky Saints falls. The men's team wins 2-1 with Moose and Santana, your survivors. I do agree with that. It does look like we're going to get Ricky Saints and Trick Williams at Halloween Havoc. But now the
Ricky versus Rick.
The question is now, is Trick Williams still going to be the TNA champion when we get there?
We'll find out tonight.
So much going on tonight.
Yeah.
What a
20
week
minutes.
of wrestling we really have had. Like, and there's just not enough time to give it all that I would want to. Steven Chambers in the chat, wouldn't be surprised if Ricky shows up tonight. Neither would I. They are doing their call to shot battle. Santana better win or I will riot.
It feels like the time is right for Trick to lose that belt.
Yeah.
Which is why part of me starting to think he might not.
Yeah, there's always that. And BJ hates you for saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like by hook or by crook, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like it's such the right time for him to drop it that he keeps it.
And then drops it like on a random, like NXT.
Yeah, some random Thursday.
In like a
What
multi-man.
would it mean? What would it mean to say? Let's say that Trick does retain, right? And let's say, because we know that in the next 2 weeks a match gets signed for the TNA Championship on NXT. Santana gets a rematch, but Trick has home field advantage, and Santana wins the title on NXT television.
I could see that. I'm not sure how you justify getting another match with Santana that quick, though.
Santana gets cheated from winning.
Yeah,
Let's
but
say
we see guys get cheated from winning all the time recently, and they get
So,
put to the back of the line.
What? All right, let's say it's what if Dark State interferes in the match and just stops the match, or something like that happens to where something happens and both guys get attacked.
Back
You
in the
know,
line.
Ricky
That's
Saints
what's been happening lately.
interferes. Like Ricky Saints interferes trying to cost Trick Williams the match. Somebody interferes trying to cost Santana the match. You know, like there's just so much chaos that they're just turning around right away. Like, all right, look, we did it here. Now we're going to do it there, and this time we're going to do something differently. So we make it like a cage match or something like that.
The only way I see it being justifiable is if Santana wins the match but not the title via
Ooh.
disqualification or whatever.
Yeah, I could live with that.
Gentlemen.
In chat, if Trick retains, what if triple threat Ricky, Trick, and Santana at Halloween Havoc?
Yes.
What
Gotta give you that.
you know what? Not only do I like that, I would say you put both titles on the line and you make it 2 out of 3 falls, like Kurt
they did
Angle,
with,
Benoit, and
when they broke up the
Guerrero.
Eurocontinental Championship.
Yeah,
It was Jericho, Angle, and Benoit.
yeah, Jericho. There we go.
Yep,
I said
Jericho
I
and
said
Benoit
Eddie.
walked out with titles, and Kurt Angle was involved in neither pinfall, and he lost both belts.
Well, now that would be interesting.
Huh. Yeah, I could see them coming in and being involved somehow.
And
But
what if
it's no
the
DQ, so it wouldn't really matter. And
No,
they
no, no,
don't
but
have
what-
a horse in that race.
No, they do now with the idea that the Hardys beat them for the tag team belts.
So
just to
if
come
Dark
in and
State
attack them.
if Dark State puts someone through a table, it doesn't matter. It does not count as a
Yeah.
win for either team. It has to be an offensive maneuver by you putting your opponent
Yes.
through the table to win.
But I'm just saying, them interfering, let's say the match plays out either way, maybe the Dudleys do one more match, and instead it's an 8-man tag.
Do.
Where Devon doesn't have to be it. Devon only has to go in, do a couple spots, and he stands on the apron for 98% of the match. And it's just a way we say it happens on NXT TV, so the Dudleys get one more match on WWE TV.
He can't stand for that long. His spine, it's ruined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, what if
Hey, I might be able to
AARP
swing
logo?
that for us. I do have a membership. Let me get in touch with somebody.
But I'm just saying, there's a way to where, we've seen it before where guys who weren't necessarily ready to fully come back are put into a multi-man tag team situation where it's an 8-man tag. So they only have to tag in, hit a couple punches, do their greatest hits, not take a bump, tag out, and there we go.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then next time we see Dion Lennox is taking a 3D through a table. And there we go. And I'm just saying that happens.
It could play out that way, but I
doubt
don't
it. But
feel
I'm just
like,
saying. I'm just saying it's a way that you maybe get them onto NXT so that the Dudleys had their last WWE match as a sort in a way, and you let Dark State win the match so that their titles don't necessarily change hands. But Dark State picks up the win over 4 Legends.
Sure. Yeah.
Devon doesn't have to do a lot in the match. It would, like I said, wouldn't be the first time we've seen something like that. I mean, there's wrestlers out there that are in a wheelchair all the time until right before they walk through the curtain. And then they go have their match, walk back through the curtain, they're right back in their chair.
Like Yoda.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like a fun way to make a living, though.
No. But, I don't see that happening. I do definitely see this as being the final Dudley Boys appearance.
So do I, but if something like off happens or something like that, even if it's after the match. Like, I would expect the attack to come after the match, honestly, if they were to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Instead of costing Hardy's the title, just waiting until it's settled and then coming out.
Yeah. Just so you don't ruin what's supposed to be that last match, because now you're giving the Dudleys a story reason to not be retired now.
They're done.
Yeah. Or at least in a way you keep it so that Bully stays on TV still.
Oh well, that's always a possibility, but then you lose or 3 dude.
Yeah, Bully could show up just like hiring people to take out the Hardys if he wants to.
But yeah, that was a great show.
Did you? Sorry, 1 second. Did you hear that Bully Ray in an interview had said the reason why the Bully Ray character never made it to WWE television is because at the very last minute, Vince was like, "Yeah, I can't have like anyone named Bully being on the He's like, "Can you change your name?" And he's like, "No, that's the name. That's the character." And so they scrapped it.
It's a shame because I think that character still could have gotten over just being Bubba Ray instead of Bully Ray, because that's how WWE fans know him.
Yeah.
So in the context of him being in WWE. So I think you could have gone that exact same route. Or you could have called him the Bully Bubba Ray.
Well, they didn't want to.
And had Bully as a nickname.
They have a whole anti-bullying campaign,
and yet the heels tend to bully the baby faces.
Well,
they should go back to the original. They should go back to the original spelling of Bubba. B-U-H, B-U-H.
B-U-H-B-U-H.
Yes, yes. If you want to get technical, you got to throw that hyphen in there. Yes.
Bubba Ray Dudley.
Just real quick, I want to just really quickly talk about Title Tuesday because that did run up against the NXT TNA crossover show.
Yeah, I didn't watch it until Wednesday.
I
Uh,
didn't
not
watch it. I
it
know last
wasn't.
week I said that I was going to watch it. I didn't watch it.
It wasn't a horrible show by any means, but as I said earlier in the show, if you're going to call it Title Tuesday, can we get more championships on the line?
Yeah, for real.
The face-off between Adam Page and Samoa Joe was good. I enjoyed that.
It was all right. I mean, it explains Joe's obsession
Yeah.
a little bit, but I mean, beyond that, it was pretty standard fare.
Oh, well, was it more than just a moment of disrespect last week?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Moxley versus Ishii was exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah, it happened.
I liked the Chris Stanlander Tony Storm video package they showed. I enjoyed that. The street fight between the Hurt Syndicate and Demand. Oh, there's a spot right before the match ends with Shelton Benjamin doing a German suplex, I think, to Ricochet through a table in the corner, and it just looked brutal. Like, he tossed him into it. Oh.
Who won that?
Hurt Syndicate won the 6-man street fight.
Nice.
They hurt people.
They do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
We had announced Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express at WrestleDream, which we will be doing predictions on later.
Ooh, okay.
Kyle Fletcher retained against Kyle O'Reilly for the TNT Championship. Yeah. And then we found out a little bit later that Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship at WrestleDream.
All right, we will predict that during our predictions part of this show.
Something that BJ was happy for. Mercedes Moné's mystery opponent was Lacey Lane, formerly Kaden Carter of the Party Girls in WWE. She lost, but she showed a little bit of personality finally, so that's a plus.
Good to see her back out there. I'm hopeful that we get to see Casey Catanzaro at some point, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I think she's done.
She might just be a party of one now.
Yeah. We had in a weird eliminator style match, Takeshita and Okada versus Brodito, where Brodito pinned one of them. They got a singles championship match, but if they lost, they had to defend the tag team titles against them, and Takeshita and Okada win. And at WrestleDream, it'll be them and Brodito in a rematch for the tag team championships.
I like it.
How will Bandito bounce back from the loss?
Yeah, we had Orange Cassidy defeat Pac in the main event after an assist from Darby Allin with a chain while they were fighting in the crowd.
Pac really looks weird with that short hair.
But the moment of all that
was weird.
Yeah.
Way.
I'm telling you, he just looks like a Timu Mance Warner.
T-Mance.
But the moment at the end of Title Tuesday was Darby Allin with the Molotov cocktail. Weapons that I should never be thinking about to see or even mention with pro wrestling is a Molotov cocktail, but here we are.
Yeah, right? Okay, sure. Why not? Molotov cocktails. What the hell?
Yeah, this whole thing with him and Mox for the I Quit match is really heating up. That's one of the matches I'm looking forward to for WrestleDream, to be honest, because as I'll repeat later on, this isn't a match where I can see either guy saying I quit.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, let's talk about Crown Jewel. And this was another fantastic show this week.
Yeah. This is the pay-per-view that ESPN thought they were getting when they got WrestlePalooza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was so weird watching wrestling at 8 in.
Yeah, really.
And 2 hours leading up to like 6 a.m. I'm watching pre-show.
I myself did not wake up until about 9 o'clock, but I turned it on the broadcast at that point.
I wake up at 6:30 just like by default. So
You poor bastard.
So last week's on our show last week, we knew another match was going to be added to this. We just didn't know the match yet. We get to Raw Monday night. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed gets added in an Australian street fight.
Yep.
Yeah. And that is the match that opens up the show.
Seems to me like street fights are the same all around the world. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
where. Maybe you get different weapons in different areas, but
I mean, we got a cricket bat and some rugby balls this time.
I'm really disappointed we didn't see a kangaroo kick. That's all I'm saying.
I think MJF has that patented.
But yeah, Bronson Reed, Roman Reigns, street fight opens the show. What did you guys think? And excuse me for one moment while y'all talk about.
I couldn't believe how long they went just absolutely smashing each other.
Yeah, that was crazy, the length of that. Just the sheer amount of time that whole thing went.
Like with brutality like that, you expect it to be like, 5-10 minutes tops. It just kept going.
Yeah, and then they added people into it. They bring out Braun Breaker. They bring out both Usos. So it was good to see that they were able to travel to Australia.
Yeah, just very back and forth. Very just like, oh, I'm gonna hit you with this big thing, and then I'm gonna hit, and then he's gonna hit him with this thing, and then
and I'm gonna put you through this, and I'll
exactly, yeah.
And I'm gonna hit you with these, and I'll hit you with that.
The interference from the Usos and Breaker kind of, definitely changed the tone of the match, but not the brutality.
No, yeah. The brutality was just there the whole time, went nowhere else, just stayed, lingered.
Yeah. Absolute slugfest.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you surprised at all by the outcome there?
No. I didn't watch back last week to see if I called this one or if we even did predictions. I think we did.
We did not, because it wasn't made up yet. They hadn't made the match when we
that's right. This match wasn't made up. No, I would have probably picked Reed because I picked Reed last time. And I really thought last time that he was going to win. So now it doesn't really surprise me at all. Like like I may have said on air last week, but I think it was off air, I feel like they're pushing Reed more than they're pushing Breaker right now.
Yeah. Well, you even saw Paul Heyman when he went backstage during his time when he went and spoke to them. He was mainly, speaking to Bronson and not Braun. And it was,
right.
You're on your way up. You have joined the ranks fully now. Welcome. And I mean, Braun Breaker seemed to be a little bit like, what is going on here? I helped all this. If I hadn't shown up, would he have won this? I don't know. Who knows?
So they're definitely planting the seed there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then Heyman also, was that the same segment where Heyman is like, hey, no matter what happens out there, if he calls for help, don't help him?
Yep. Yeah. This is one-on-one. We're determining who the best is. There is no outside interference. Do not go out there whatsoever.
Which, what a match, but we'll get there.
Yeah, that'll be at the end of this discussion part.
All right, so where are we at here on this opening match?
We pretty much got through it.
Yeah, except for specifically the ending. But
yeah, I absolutely loved the match. I love that Bronson Reed's only the second person to pin Cody Rhodes in a one-on-one match since he's returned.
Roman?
Yeah, it's only the second person to pin Roman. Him and Cody.
Yeah.
Not even Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you start thinking about the names, regardless of how he won, that he defeated. It really does say a lot to get to that point now. And then after the match, having the Usos come out, and Jey Uso essentially cost Roman that match.
By putting him through the table.
Yeah, and even Roman after the match, he's like, "This doesn't work unless I win. None of this works unless I win. I have to do this on my own."
I don't want to see y'all till Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I died laughing. I really do think that Jey Uso's, because we do know something, and it's from the beginning between interviews with especially Roman and Paul, the whole bloodline storyline was always meant to elevate Jey.
Yeah.
It was, and that was when Jimmy was still out, and now we see the progression of that. Everybody wants to complain about, hey, who should be at the top? Who should get these opportunities? And then this person gets there, And we've seen it with everybody. As soon as they win the title, their back gets turned. Look at what happened to Cody after he finished the story. The fans got that peak, and it's like, okay, who can we complain for next,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I'm looking forward to because I doubt this whole thing with what now is the original bloodline, regardless, that's because it is, against the vision of where it goes from there.
Well,
Because-
like Roman doesn't want to have anything to do with them. I think he's just going to do his own thing. It'll pop back up in a couple months.
I'm just saying, at some point, if whether the Usos say they're feuding with the Broads, Roman's pursuing Seth, at some point along the way, these teams are all going to have to coexist, because how long till you can't go out of your way and be like, all right, we have to book this as a 6-man tag now. Just because it's going to be a money match. And it's going to get people to get subscriptions for this ESPN app. Or, it's going to bring in viewership, whatever.
I mean, I don't really think that's that big of a match.
At the moment, you're talking about your world champion. You're talking about Roman Reigns, who's probably one of the top 3 most over people in that company right now.
Right, yeah, there's the match.
Like, Jay's super over. Anything bloodline related seems to be over at the moment. Let's be honest here. Whether we're talking Roman and Jey, or Roman and the Usos, or we're talking about what's happening with MFT, or Jacob Fatu at the moment this week. It just seems like
that's something we didn't mention was what happened on SmackDown this week with MFT.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Again, we might not be able to talk about everything this week.
Yeah.
Some things will just be quick mentions. But yeah, you had Jey leave the ring, leaving Jimmy in the ring alone after this. Definitely, there's a lot there. And it seems like they're going to back off. They might back off of it a bit and let more story develop to get to wherever they got to get to.
That's what I'm saying. If this does happen, it's not going to be until like 3 or 4 months from now.
I would say, I think that the closest opportunity is sometime around Survivor Series.
And I'm just super uninterested in the potential for that. Doesn't do it for me.
Well, for me, just for me personally, it's the idea of all this leading to what the main event of WrestleMania last year should have been. Roman and Seth. It shouldn't have been CM Punk ever involved in that match.
First of all, you don't have to start planting seeds for that now, even though you don't have to plant seeds for that at all. You could just announce it a week before and people would be all about it.
I mean at this point,
also,
it's not planting seeds now. It's just progressing that.
You could, if WrestleMania was tomorrow, the story's already there. If WrestleMania was tomorrow, the story's already there. You don't need any more hype. And yeah, I kind of feel like they're planting the seeds of other things to happen that won't necessarily affect Roman versus Seth at Mania, but like they're kind of planting seeds for like There's dissension in the Usos. There's dissension in the Vision. I don't think it's going to be the way it is too much longer.
I see the Vision lasting at least till after WrestleMania. After WrestleMania, I think that's where that shifts.
February. By the end of February, the Vision's done.
Well, my issue becomes if you do the breakup that close to WrestleMania, now you're going to have an overload of story because at some point, Seth should be facing one of them. And most likely it should be Braun Breaker.
Right, you do that at Elimination Chamber leading up to the Roman Seth match at Mania.
No, I think that you do the complete breakup. Maybe the Raw after Mania. Like, you hit that reset to hit stories forward. But it also all depends on, does Seth defeat Roman at WrestleMania if the match were to happen?
They can't draw this out that long. Without
They drew the
break in the
middle.
middle.
The bloodline storyline is still drawing out. Let's be perfectly honest here.
If that's what you want to call it.
In some way, shape, or
if you want to call it the bloodline storyline, but that to me that was 5 years ago that the bloodline storyline happened. This is just like, oh, guys who were a part of that 5 years ago are doing this now.
It's all still their story. It's all happening with them together. Even if they're at odds, it's still that story. It's just not the main story no more. We have other stories that aren't having that be the main driving focus every week because it can't be.
Like, let's be honest. Literally, there is no bloodline right now. And there hasn't been for a long time.
It's still those characters. It's still their story. It's a different story of where they're not united at the moment, but you're still going to look at them and, well, it's still it's not a storyline where it's full blown, but it's still involving those members. It would be like taking the NWO members, having them do separate things. It's still an NWO story.
Nah, it's a little different. That's like saying Buck
It's each
solo run is an NWO story.
It's still a story involving this group and another group. It's still faction warfare. They're just not officially a faction at the moment.
I mean, if you want to stick it together like that, that's fine.
I mean, we know at some point we're going to get probably both groups going against each other, and how's it exactly going to be pushed? It's going to be pushed as part of the Bloodline storyline.
Like, honestly, I hope we don't get that, but yeah, that seems to be the way things are going right now.
It'll be interesting to see how they get there. That's the more interesting thing now, is regardless of who it is, it's more of how they're making sure to do this story, and it's not them hit and repeat on certain things over and over again.
I mean, I already
feel like we're leading to another J Roman match. It's just a matter of when does that happen.
Tomorrow
night. No, because that's before Christmas.
But yeah, moving on Crown Jewel now. The Women's Crown Jewel Championship match. Stephanie Vaquer versus the undefeated in 2025,
you
Tiffany
see the look
Stratton.
on this guy's face? You see this?
You see Stephanie... These women went out there and put on a really good match.
Yes, they did.
Amazing match. Better than I would have expected from the both of them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Not that I don't expect good things from either of them necessarily. I'm not a huge Tiffany Stratton fan by any means.
But just as short as both of them have been on the main roster.
15 months for Stephanie Vaquer in WWE at all, including NXT.
And and that's almost
on the roster for Tiff.
Yeah, Tiffy 2 years on the main roster now.
Is it 2 years now?
Barely.
Yeah.
If not, we're closing in on the 2-year mark.
Yeah, and just what a match considering that.
Yeah, those women went out and put out on a great show.
Yeah.
I was happy to see
Vaquer continues. Yeah, she continues to prove why she is La Primera. Yeah. She goes out
La
there every
Primavera, as Chelsea Green called her on SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that. But yeah, no, Stephanie Vaquer, no disrespect to Tiffany at all, but Stephanie Vaquer is one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet right now. She goes out there and proves it every time. And if you like watching women's wrestling at all, Stephanie Vaquer is definitely one that you should be watching. And she proved why once again yesterday by winning that Crown Jewel title in very impressive fashion.
So now one question to ask is, this is Tiffany Stratton's first loss in 2025.
It is.
How does she bounce back from that? Is this the beginning of... Because we've already kind of started seeing where she's gotten lucky a couple times. You know, she got lucky against Jade in their one-on-one match.
Yeah.
And then Nia interfered in the rematch of that. She got lucky in the triple threat. Which that's as much as I'll say about that match.
So we will see how Tiff bounces back from adversity. You know, I mean, she obviously hasn't been pinned. What was that?
A little tongue-tied.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, she we'll see how she bounces back. We will see how she can deal with the adversity. We'll see what type of mentality she has. If she's really the champion that she claims to be, this should not affect her that much. She knows that she went up against another woman who is on that same level that she is, and you can't deny that. Stephanie Vaquer is where she is, and for very obvious reasons. And if you don't understand that, then I think she might have proved that to you yesterday when she went out and handled Tiffany quite successfully. It wasn't an easy match for either one of them. Yeah, I mean, Stephanie was put to the ringer, but yeah, able to just come out on top.
Yeah, I was very happy to see her win it. I'm very interested to see where they go with her storyline. Again, as of last week, I didn't know Raw was going to be in Perth. Mm-hmm. I thought they were coming home after the show, back to the States.
Just let everyone spend Sunday in Australia. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, so I got to wake up. Oh, no, I got to work, so I'm only going to catch the first hour.
So I'm very interested now because, again, I feel like they even did it during the match and before it. They've been heavily dropping Liv Morgan recently. So yeah. I was watching it last night, and it seemed like the moment where yesterday morning, Vaquer's standing at the top rope, and they're getting ready to do the fireworks shot. I'm sitting there like I felt like they were dragging it out a little bit more than they normally do.
Yeah, I don't think we see Liv until we're back in the States. I don't think there's a real reason or need for her to go over there just to make an appearance tomorrow night. It would be a lot of travel for not enough payoff.
I mean, sometimes the payoff is just a return pop. You know, to give fans to give the fans something to be memorable.
It's not enough. You can do that in America. You don't need to send her to Australia for that. Yeah, you can do it in Jersey. You can do it in Iowa, whatever.
And you can do it in Australia.
But it's too expensive. Why send Liv Morgan all the way down there for that?
I'm just saying we also necessarily don't know that she's not already there and she just hasn't been shown. She could still be doing.
Why would you not show her yesterday? If she was there, why would you not show her
being there for that?
If she's only doing like fan stuff, there's always wrestlers.
We would have heard
she
was doing fan stuff down there. We would have heard she was down there doing fan stuff. Yes, we would have.
Yeah.
that would have been news.
Not necessarily.
If someone's doing fan stuff, it's always, especially if they're out injured, it's news every time.
And social media, the pictures are out there.
Yeah, she was not there.
I haven't had the time to really be cruising for all that stuff lately.
Yeah, no, she was not there.
That would have been news.
Yes. That would have been put in front of your face.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, we definitely can't say that that she's not there. Even if she's not doing anything, there's no guarantee that she on her own dime didn't travel out there to go be with everybody.
I wouldn't. If I was her, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you. You know,
I mean, I've seen. Travel.
I mean, we've seen it before in wrestling where people are at these things and they're just there to be there. But I do agree we would have seen some type of report of a fan or something spotting her.
This is no Brock Lesnar and Saudi.
No, not at all.
I mean, like I said, I do agree with you guys. It's just also one of those things at the same time where it's like, you know, if WWE wanted to do it, they would.
But I don't think they do.
Yeah, right now they're kind of in the penny pinching, like saving as much money as possible. So another flight for someone for a pop.
Yeah, we all know TKO is just about making money.
Yeah, we definitely do. So what do we see that's next for Stratton and Vakir?
Title defenses.
Yeah. Becky. Steffi.
I can see that somewhere down the line, but not yet, as long as she still holds that Intercontinental Championship.
Exactly.
Right, of course. But I mean,
maybe some type of non-title match, just to plant the seeds and let them be in the ring and see fan reaction.
I don't know if they would do like non-title back-to-back like that.
I mean, you never know. Like they could create a reason why, like, hey, this match is just happening to happen because it's Monday Night Raw.
They've planted the seeds of Rhea and Stephanie.
They've been doing that since they ran cross paths in NXT when Rhea was visiting.
Right, yeah. I could definitely see them doing that next. I mean, Rhea's kind of available at the moment.
Yeah, after she just had that whole... Well, we'll get to the match that they had.
Even with that, I still think there's a little bit there of storyline to go. Like, I think her and Asuka in an eventual one-on-one match is something that's going to happen. And then after that, I can see... Because now we're getting to War Games. Then we're going to get to the Rumble, where now focus is going to turn onto the champions fully. And people becoming number one contenders, going to WrestleMania and all that stuff, so...
Did you happen to catch Rhea's interview on the post-show?
As soon as the show ended, I had to go to work.
The crowd was hyped. Let's just say the crowd was... they were chanting anything they could.
I heard
Australian, so...
I heard they chanted for Edge during Triple H's thing on it, and he was just like, "You're not going to get that." Then they started singing his theme song.
I didn't stick with it that long. I think I fell asleep.
But the next match to talk about, John Cena versus AJ Styles. And I rewatched that match this morning. It doesn't change my view of the match, which I have told both you guys. But I will say this match was like a love letter to wrestling, and especially being John Cena's career. And even that of AJ Styles as well.
Having said that, it was definitely a novelty match. I wouldn't say comedy, but it was a novelty match.
I can agree with both of you, and I'm going to add that this is the type of match John Cena should be having on his retirement tour.
Yeah, agreed. Until the
wholeheartedly.
Yes.
So just real quick, during the kickoff thing this week they did on Friday, AJ, it was officially announced, AJ 2026 will be the final year of the Phenomenal One. And this was essentially the first match in what's going to be his retirement tour. I love that he came out wearing some of his TNA gear. I loved how Cena handed what...
Yeah, can we talk about that intro that Cena wrote for AJ?
Oh yeah, amazing. Dropping the Bullet Club mention.
The epitome of total nonstop action.
Yep. Yeah. That was beautifully written. John Cena put thought into that, and it was excellent.
When the Bullet Club mention and they just went straight to AJ's face, he's like, "Whoa, are we allowed to do that?"
He dropped an OS.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. But overall, I absolutely loved this match for what it was. And a lot of people might bash me for this, but this is one of those matches that the way, just the spots and everything, it could be anybody, and that you could see do that at an indie show.
Sure.
Yeah,
However,
like
we saw
like
it being done between John Cena and AJ Styles.
And the great thing about it is the match in theory meant absolutely nothing to anybody whatsoever. It was literally just, hey, we're doing John Cena. Yeah. So they were able to go out there. There's no real storyline constraints to hold them back from what they can do. There's nothing that really necessarily has to get over. So, hey, what can we do? And to go out there and give these fans a match to remember.
Yeah. We got no hype for this match. It was amazing.
It was a callback match. It was like,
yeah.
Hey, I want to beat up John Cena again.
Yeah. Yeah, Cena was listening to the fans and was like, hey, yeah, you know what? I want to wrestle AJ. Let's do this. And there was like no build up for it on any of the main roster shows other than like a couple of vignettes that were just like, yeah. There was really no real build up for this. And it was just, everyone was just up for the match. As soon as it was announced, everyone was just like, yes, okay, we don't need any build up. We're all sold.
Yeah. As I said, this match, I consider it was practically a love letter to their careers, and just to see like it's one of those things to where, let's see, we saw John Cena hit the draping DDT Orton did, hit an RKO. He did the Sister Abigail, which completely that popped me. I'm like, oh, that's good shit right there. He hit the Tombstone Pile Driver.
Choke slam.
Yeah, and the choke slam. And I think there's one other move. But these guys really went out there and just put on a show. That match was a 27-minute match. And I didn't even realize until I saw the number for how long the match was on like a meme or something like that. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, it did not feel like 27 minutes.
No, and a match that had no real high stakes. Just two guys, like I said, going out there and putting on a match that fans will remember. That fans will want to go back and rewatch.
It was the living embodiment of a 2K match, except you can't assign that many finishers to one wrestler in 2K.
Yeah, you can as regular moves. So
yeah. It's kind of cheesy and cheaty, but you know you can.
And I've seen a lot of people calling it a match of the year candidate. That's great, fine, but that's part of the reason why it's not for me, and that's part of the reason why also it is not considered anywhere as close to my match of the week.
Agreed.
Was because of what it was. With all that, like, cool. You're popping me, that's great. Other people can consider it the match of the year because it's one of John Cena's last match. It's the beginning of AJ's retirement tour. Whatever you want to call it. But it was exactly what I feel like it was just a love letter to pro wrestling and the fans. Because whether you loved him or hate Cena, let's be honest, Cena drew.
Yeah.
I agree. It could very well be match of the year, but it wasn't match of the night. Wasn't match of the week, wasn't match of the night or morning.
I don't even think it was the match of the year, personally, but I think it's
it could be.
No, it's going to be one that gets held up for match of the year in 2025.
That's what I'm saying. People will consider that the match of the year.
Yeah, I just don't think it was.
I feel there is an argument to be made for it as match of the week. Because what do we always say? Wrestling's all about the moments. How many moments did they give you in that match?
Oh no! I absolutely agree.
That's my argument. That's my argument.
That's a great argument.
That's why it could potentially be in consideration for match of the week.
Yeah. It's a good argument. It's a perfectly fine argument. It's perfectly good, and it's a legit argument. It's just when I start looking at the last 12 minutes of that match, and I just see finishers being spammed left and right. It's an argument. I will counter yours with, that's an argument we make about AEW big matches, that it's one finisher after the other, and they're always kicking out of it, which makes the finishers look weak.
That's just a random Thursday in AEW, though. So,
That's it, sir.
Thursday.
Sir. AEW is not on Thursdays. TNA is.
Sure. That's why it's a random Thursday in AEW. Yep. Yep. Yes, Rick. Can I stop being looked at like that by now? Thank you.
I get the idea behind it, but let's just say this match happened 3 years ago. There's no retirement tour for Cena, or AJ hasn't announced his retirement yet. I think the reaction to the match itself is different because
3 years
of
ago,
the
3 years ago though they
anticipation.
don't. 3 years ago though they don't wrestle this style of match. They wrestle a legitimate match. They don't wrestle a nostalgia style match.
No. But I'm saying we get this exact match 3 years ago.
If we were to get this exact match 3 years ago between these two guys in WWE, we would have crapped all over it.
Yeah.
But context means everything.
But if I'm going to hold one company to one thing, I have to hold it to the same.
No.
And the spamming of finish outside, there's a couple I can give credence to back off of, like somebody hitting a tombstone. Like, all right, certain guys, certain things, you know. But in the end, it was still the idea that both guys were spamming finishers at the end.
But
and
they were
for
spamming...
me, that takes away because when I see it in AEW, I criticize them. So I'm going to hold WWE to that same standard and say, great match, fun match. It got the job done. I fully 100% enjoyed the match. Do not get that wrong by any means. But if I'm going to hold it to that same criteria of what I'm holding a match of the week or a match of the year candidate to, I'm still looking at it in that spotlight. And so the criteria can't change from company to company. Again, great argument. Your argument's 100% legit, as in the means of why it can be considered that, because they just got to go out there and have fun. And that's what just made it just as good. But when I'm looking at...
It's fair to go that direction, but I would say that AEW, they're spamming their own finishers constantly all the time over and over. This was two guys using other people's finishers in tribute. That is the main difference to me.
Again, that is 100% fine. And I totally forgot amid all our conversation and everything.
Oh yeah, we got the TNA Hall of Fame happening now. We will have a women's tag match on TNA coming up shortly as well.
But yeah, in the end, that's just why I can't. It's a match of the year candidate. Don't get it wrong. I'm not taking away from it. It just comes to what I hold other companies to. WWE is not exempt to that. Like they would to be, and be exempt to copy what AEW does, and you got it over with two legends.
I agree with Chef
there, though.
I agree with Chef there. It was an isolated incident, and it was a tribute, and not them just doing their own thing.
No. I agree with it.
Kicks by the Young Bucks.
No. I agree. Yeah. I agree with it that it was. I agree. It was a tribute, and that's absolutely great. Like I said, it was a love letter to pro wrestling, their careers, and their fans that have followed them for the last 20 plus years. I'm not taking. I'm just saying, if I'm going to hold me personally, not you guys, if I'm going to hold other companies to one thing when I critique it, I can't back off because it's an isolated incident. I acknowledge the match for what it is. I 100% enjoyed it. It was the exact match we would expect in this situation. And it was for the fans. And that's the most of the stakes. that were on the line in that match was, will the fans leave happy? And absolutely they did. Absolutely 100. All those minions out there and all that yellow absolutely left that arena happy because that's exactly what they all looked like wearing their John Cena merch.
Shirt. They absolutely sold out of that shirt that night.
Yeah. Well, it's also the pre-show. Most fans don't fill the arena until it's showtime.
Yep.
But
yeah, but
we still got two more matches to go on this. Yeah. So let's wrap these up so we can get over.
Yeah. Io and Rhea and the Kabuki Warriors. And I feel bad for them. I felt bad for them being in that spot. Just because they had the follow-up Cena AJ, and then they're right before Rollins and Cody.
Honestly, on paper, though, they're the cool-down match.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good match. It was, it's on this level, but it was still the worst match of the night.
Yeah.
Just by default. But because all the rest were up here. A lot of times we're dealing with stuff down here. This match was still up here, but it was the worst match of the night.
Yeah, and they put on a solid match. But even with you saying it was a very solid match still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just shows you the level of this card.
No, it also shows the idea of how WWE makes this 5-match format work. But at the same time, I do wish we got like 6 or 7 matches instead, because I always feel like there's too much video. Like, here's one thing that angered me yesterday. And I'm not sure the tier of ESPN app you guys have, whatever. That it wasn't just ads. Because I'm not one to complain about the ads. It was getting the screen coming up saying, we'll be back. And it's just dead air. It was just dead air.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I got that. There was a couple of times.
So then there's that's probably with the ad package compared to ad-free package. But still, just the idea that you got to figure out something to put up there. I don't care if it's commercials for something on ESPN or something. But to have just dead air, like, you're literally making me look away from my TV and start doing other things.
You ever stream TBS?
What was that?
You ever stream Dynamite on TBS?
On HBO Max?
No. There's... No, TBS specifically. They don't show commercials. There's just a screen.
Well, yeah, because some ads, with the way they stream it, some ads, I guess, or certain things they can't show on their site for some reason. Because if I go and watch it on HBO Max, I see commercials. I just see a different set of commercials than what's on TV.
Yeah,
TNA, during a TNA show, when there's a break in the action where there'd normally be commercials, sometimes, like, especially if it's a live TNA event that they have on the app, then you're just getting that, hey, look at the ring and nothing happening.
You know what? I'd rather look at the ring and see nothing happening than see, hold on, because I think with this default has...
I'm going to have to take a picture of the away screen for TBS.
Like this.
Stream it.
Here. Let's everybody walk away. We're just going to leave this up with dead air. That's what I'm... Dude. That's more along the lines of what I'm talking about.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of the TBS away screen, because it is not just a boring BRB. It is ridiculous, and I stare at it for 4 minutes like, what is happening? What is this front? Like, I got to take a picture of it to show you.
Yeah, we're going to
There's like a fat guy with a rubber duck on his shoulder, and like...
What?
I
have not seen
But I'm just saying, like the graphic... All right, well, what I'm saying is the graphic we saw was akin of something like this. There was nothing going on.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
this is what they show.
Screen.
You know, I've seen it on Max sometimes, like with sports stuff. If it's like an advertisement for another league or something that they can't show on that format, I'll get a screen like that, but it's only for like 30 seconds at most. Like, these ones were like a minute, maybe a little bit longer. And it's just like, why are we seeing this? This makes no sense. Hey, ESPN app, WWE.
Here it is, here it is.
Yeah, I have never seen that before.
I've seen that with some of their other stuff too, when they live stream. But yeah.
Well, yeah, Big Bang Theory's on now, and that's
Okay.
it's always their way thing.
So let's see. Steven in chat, my opinion, Kabuki Warriors should win. Imagine Rhea getting pinned, Asuka getting up there 840 time. Whew. You know what? I think Asuka's working her way back to the main to the title picture. Yeah. I think eventually the Kabuki Warriors do split. I think the immediate thing will be Io. She got her pinfall, so maybe she has a match with Asuka. We close that out. Rhea and Asuka becomes a thing for a bit, and we see where that goes from there. Because again, as I said earlier, we have the Royal Rumble coming right around the corner. I thought overall, though, this match yesterday morning was really good. I was surprised to see Io get the pinfall victory and not Rhea, considering it was in Australia. But that does not affect my opinion any of the match. It was a good, solid match. But let's get to talking about this main event. The men's Crown Jewel Championship. Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Now, I will say this. I thought this match was better than AJ and Cena. Overall.
As a pure wrestling match, yes.
You know, like, when I look at, because again, this match had stakes. And that's not just the Crown Jewel Championship, but how both men have cut promos, and especially this Friday, Cody saying, you know, I think after I spoke to Seth and I heard what Heyman had to say, I get it now. Mm-hmm. You know, like, they were really able to add that little bit extra of stakes to the match. And it was all to show where Seth Rollins' mindset was.
Yep. Yeah, so Seth pulled through. He showed that, you know, he is the one with the vision. And he deserves to be in his spot where he is. And he is the architect. And you all need to put some respect on this man's name about time.
I mean, so, match was great. You know, this match had a lot of great spots. One of them being the Avalanche Crossroads.
I absolutely loved how Seth Rollins right off the bat goes for the stomp, and I forget what else it was, but he was going for it right away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, he was just... Sure. Pictures of a toilet always improve stuff, right?
I like the fat guy with the rubber duck on his shoulder better.
You know, talk about
have
the
him on the
toilet. But yeah, just this whole match was just a wow match because of the stakes, because of everything. Even to the point where Seth Rollins didn't know what to do to put him down. Seth Rollins had never defeated Cody in a one-on-one match until yesterday morning / last night, wherever you may be in the world.
And it took everything he had.
Including using the watch Cody gave him after WrestleMania 40 to be able to put him down.
Yeah.
Just excellent job putting that match together. It deserved the main event. Yeah. But again, I will say this was the better match. I'm still kind of surprised Cena AJ wasn't the main event with this as the undercard, but I guess you need a buffer between the two matches, or else fans are going to be napping halfway through the main event.
You need the cool down. And unfortunately for Io and Rhea and the Kabukis, that was, on paper, that was the cool down match.
But the crowd didn't take it as such, though.
No. But at least, like, that's the one that bridges the gap between the big stuff.
They were able to take their time a bit more after what fans just saw. Like, go out there, stretch it out a little bit, you know, get everything done. Mickie James currently being inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. Congratulations to her, by the way, live here on the air at BJ and DG Talk Wrestling. But yeah, these guys put on a great match. Seth Rollins gets the ring. He gets to put on that championship belt before he goes back to Saudi. He gets interviewed. Before a question can get asked, he cuts his promo, which really was starting to make me think that we were going to see Punk or somebody. But props to WWE. I do appreciate that. They really did limit the run-ins and appearances of other people during the show.
Yeah.
Like
So
you
that
knew
the focus,
the Usos and Breaker were coming out during
yeah,
that match.
which is why it was done earlier on, because when we got
Yeah.
to that was the only match that had a moment like that. Everything else was straight up
Yep.
and very well done. Like I said, me personally, on this card, I rank Rollins and Cody higher than the Cena AJ match, but not by
That's
much.
fair. That's fully
Not
fair.
by much. Because again, I take nothing away from that Cena AJ match. Just real quick, I want to run through some other things before we get to our predictions for WrestleDream. We had a Sami Zayn open challenge with Nakamura returning to answer the challenge, but the match ends in disqualification when we get the return of Tama Tonga. And not only that, we have all the members besides Solo of the MFT and the Gorillas of Destiny face paint.
Yeah.
And that absolutely popped me. We also had a moment with Cody Rhodes in the back walking down the hallway, coming by Jacob Fatu, who looks at him and tells him, after I get done with what I'm handling, I'm coming for that championship. Jacob Fatu, 2026 Royal Rumble winner, let's go. If that video ages the way I hope it does, that will be absolutely beautiful, that prediction. And we do get also... there's already a video here on our YouTube page if you would like to go see the conversation about that, where I make
We
that
isolated the
prediction.
short.
What the hell? No way.
We also get
Yes way.
Yeah. We had Aldis talking to McIntyre, and we find out that it will be Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu on SmackDown next week. We also have a segment worth mentioning with We're Not Friends and Ruka and Zarya, as we talked about earlier. And then and then we had the tag team championship match with the Wyatt Six retaining against the Street Profits, which again, MFT appears after this match, and a moment that will live in my head forever is Nikki Cross being the one to stand face to chest with Solo.
I'm just like, what is she going to do?
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder where Bo Dallas is, but
Soon,
you know what? I'll take
very soon.
Danger ginger ale.
No, ginger ale's the blood of gingers.
Which is why I'm selling it, because I
And
get
it's
it for
fermented.
free.
Fermented
Yeah,
because
you're
it's
right.
ale.
You don't have a soul.
And then the main event of SmackDown this week, Last Man Standing. Aleister Black defeating Damian Priest with an interesting moment with Zelina Vega coming out.
Yeah, I was wondering, did I miss something? When did Zelina Vega get aligned with Aleister Black?
They're
A
married.
couple years ago when they got married.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I did miss something.
Yeah. I do believe when we were talking about a couple weeks ago, mixed tag teams, this was one of the ones I mentioned.
That's in my short.
Okay.
I do
Yeah,
believe.
All right, sure.
I made sure when they appeared together on screen, I made sure I watched my short to make sure I mentioned them.
Okay.
I absolutely love the idea of this and where it can go, because Zelina Vega definitely kind of had a bit of a different look to her. You know,
Yeah, a little
compared to
darker.
like compared to the colors and stuff that she usually is wearing and stuff like that. I thought the fireball spot in the last man standing match was cool. Even though you saw this, you could see the setup for it. It did. Yeah, it did take away because I know what it is, and you kind of have to do what he did. It sucks the camera called it. But overall, great match. Let's see. Mentionable things from Raw. Was this the Raw where Bailey and Lyra jumped? Oh
Yes.
yeah, Bailey and Lyra jumped Roxanne and Raquel after the match. We had a nice thing with CM Punk and the Usos and LA Knight.
God, Raw was so long ago.
Right?
Yeah. But interesting enough though, LA Knight and CM Punk defeat the Usos in the main event of Raw, and Knight tagged himself in and stole the pin.
Yeah.
An LA Knight CM Punk feud, I can be all for.
Sure.
So real quick before we get into predictions, match of the week.
All right, I guess I'll go first. There's a case to be made for the Cena and AJ, but I am going with the Women's Survivor Series match from NXT this week. That match was those ladies just brought it. There's no other way for me to say it. They did everything that I wanted them to do in that match, and it did not disappoint at all. So if you didn't have a chance to watch NXT, go back, do yourself a favor, check it out.
I'm gonna go Sammy and Shinsuke from Friday night.
Yeah, happy to see
honorable
Shinsuke.
mention to JCW versus GCW, the War Games match with the cage with the glass ceiling, and oh man, that was insane. But
I gotta go back and watch that myself.
it was worth the watch. But yeah, definitely Shinsuke and Sammy beat the tar out of each other until it ended, unfortunately, the way it did.
Yep.
Yeah, my match of the week. Ethan Page and Mustafa Ali for the NXT North American Championship from Showdown. Of how much good wrestling I saw this week. And we'll be continuing to watch as soon as we go off the air. Yeah. That match really was it for me. Like I said that was the match in the show I was looking forward to. And honestly, I thought it was a better show than Crown Jewel overall. And Crown Jewel was an amazing show, but I just thought that the Showdown show was just a little bit better.
Well, 2 out of the 3 of us picked our match of the week from it, so got to be something to it.
Yeah, so now, who's ready for some predictions? I mean,
I'm going to be.
Just real quick, just real quick as well, some WWE releases this week. Topping the list, Wes Lee, Stevie Turner, who was one of the authority figures for NXT and Evolve. We had some LFG talent, BJ Ray, I believe. Zeta Steel is also not coming back. Kylie Ray, who is out currently pregnant, will not be renewing her contract, so she's been released as well. So it looks like they're most of the releases were LFG and Evolve talent. Mm-hmm. Wes Lee being the biggest surprising one.
Yeah, the next biggest name out of that arguably is Stevie Turner, but she was really just basically there with Roger Stone and really didn't add a whole hell of a lot to the show, personally, for me. So, Wesley is definitely the one that I'm going to miss out of this round of Klutz.
I think it was Zachary Wentz tweeted on X that there's always a spot in the treehouse.
There's a chance.
Wesley,
We've seen guys go straight from WWE to TNA recently, so
Cedric Alexander.
Not be Mustafa Ali.
Wish we had the time to talk about more, but we have some quick firing picks. So our first 2 picks from WrestleDream. looks like they are going to be on the Saturday tailgate brawl for WrestleDream, which looks like it's going to be the pre-show. That will be on TNT and Max.
All right.
And the first match, FTR versus Jet Speed. I'm taking FTR.
Same.
Yeah, gonna go FTR.
All right, next. Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus Mega Bane and Penelope Ford.
Bane and Ford.
Bane and Ford, the heels. Yeah.
Lay down.
Ooh. You know what? I agree as well. How much I want to pick Cameron and Willow.
We all simp for Harley, but yeah, no.
Yeah. Next, Jamie Hayter versus Tekla.
Tekla.
I agree as well.
I'm gonna go Hater.
All right. Next up in a regular trios match, because they didn't just have a street fight, The Demand versus the Hurt Syndicate.
Who's the Demand?
Ricochet and the Gates of Agony.
Ah. Yeah, I'm Hurt Business.
As much as I want to go Hurt Business, I think the Demand's gonna even it up.
Well, I think at this point, this would be, if you include the singles match, the rubber band match, because I think this is their third match.
No, like just as far as 3-on-3s.
Okay, all right. All right, yeah, Hurt Syndicate, I think we got. And then, for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, we had Takeshita and Okada trying to win the championships from Brodito. I think Brodito retains.
Yeah, Brodito retains.
I go Takeshita and Okada.
Ooh, interesting. Because I think there's a lot of turmoil between them.
Oh, there is,
So,
but they want championships. They're part of the Callis family. They want championships.
I think they're going to end up
coexist long
more.
enough.
I think they're leaning that toward a feud between them for the unified championship within the Callis family.
Doesn't mean
Which
they
is
don't
fine.
have the belts
Yeah.
on them at the same time. They
Hey.
can have the tag team belts and be going at it for the other belt.
Yeah, I see Brodito just retaining due to Takeshita or Okada misfiring, and but next we have Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks with $500,000 on the line. AEW really loves putting big money matches literally on their cards now. Who wins $500,000?
I'm going with the Young Bucks because they need money.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, Bucks.
I'm going Jurassic Express here. Next, we have, for the fifth time between these two guys, for the TNT Championship, Kyle Fletcher defending against Mark Briscoe.
Fletcher.
Yeah.
I how much I want to see Mark Briscoe win this. I think Kyle Fletcher retains. Next, for the AEW Women's World Championship, Timeless Toni Storm looks to regain her championship from Chris Statlander.
I don't think she does.
Yeah, Statlander.
I agree. Statlander keeps the belt. All right, for the AEW World Championship, Hangman Adam Page defends against Samoa Joe.
God, I want to see Samoa Joe win, but he's not going to.
Yeah, I agree. Hangman keeps that belt.
I agree as well. And then this is the match. I just read the order backwards of how they have it posted, so
That's fine.
I can see this being the main event as well.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin in an I Quit match.
Yeah. I have no idea. Who says I quit among these two? Neither of them.
I'm going to go Darby.
Darby to say I quit or Darby to win?
Darby to win.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he finds just a singular weakness that he can exploit with Mox somewhere. That not even on Mox himself. I think there's some outside influence that he just comes up with that he uses to get Mox to say I quit.
Like Renee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, coming around, eh? Coming around, guy?
Coming around again.
Come on, guy. I think Darby Allin wins as well. I have been saying about that Renee could get involved in this at some point, and holding a flamethrower, a Molotov grenade, and threatening Renee's health with that could be the weak link to make Mox say I quit,
Either that or they're getting divorced.
or both. But I'm going Darby Allin on this. It's just hard for me. It's a hard pick because I don't see either men saying I quit. So when you can get two guys like that together, you know,
That's when you
like,
need an I quit match.
yeah, like this might be the best booked match on this entire card that
It's going to be the hardest hitting match.
I don't know. I could see Paige and
Most
Joe
brutal.
being hard hit.
Yeah, most brutal match, I should say.
Yes. Just real quick as well, don't forget, October 25th, Mount Holly, New Jersey, the Pro Wrestling Star Academy.
Yeah.
Where is the big graphic? The good one. Oh, nope. All right. We have PWU Haunted.
Zombie.
Yes.
The Zombie King.
Kid Legend versus Face. This grudge match finally happening.
About time.
Pat Dynamite defending the Silver Skywalker Championship against Declan Grant. Rick Effin Blade defending the PWU Championship against JP Grayson. And just announced this over the weekend, will be a triple threat tag team championship match with the Shot Callers defending against Billy Gold and Rulo, and defending against the Cream World Order.
Billboard Billy Gold.
Yes.
And
Angel
of course,
Orsini.
the Guma, Angel Orsini, one of our favorite guests we have here. Hopefully we'll be able to have her back to talk about her return.
Oh, yeah. She was amazing.
Yeah.
Just real quick as well, Chef, we have a couple minutes here. I believe you had something you wanted to talk about, so take the floor, sir.
So y'all know by now that I am a big old nerd, and one of my nerddoms falls into the comics realm. Well, this week, DC Comics has started a new epic event that they are calling DC KO. And it's a giant tournament. It's going to be a big old fight between 32 contestants to try and get enough power to eventually defeat Darkseid. That's the whole storyline about it. But that's not what I'm here to tell you. I am here to tell you that for the core issues, they are doing some lovely prints with DC characters and AEW wrestlers. Here's number one. You got some Lobo and Hangman Adam Page action. This is fantastic. The next one, I believe, is going to be Power Girl and Tony Storm. So looking forward to that one as well. And yeah, so this is going to be a fun series of books to collect here. So do yourself a favor. If you're into DC, check out DC KO. And if you're watching us, you also might want to pick up those AEW variant covers.
Just really quick before we go off the air, the Inspiration just retained the Knockouts Tag Team Championships against the Elegance brand.
As expected. And this even falls into that conversation even harder of what happens to the Elegance brand now.
Yeah.
Where do they go from here?
So we are going to be getting ready to get off of here now so that we can go enjoy Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
Everybody who has joined us on Twitch today, thank you. This is the first of many streams to come.
Number one.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe.
Do that too.
You know, you can find us Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram currently.
So that would be 3 places.
Yes, among all our other personal social medias. But everybody, go enjoy some Bound for Glory. We certainly will. And we will see you next week for another... Oh, we've got to ring the bells. The match never ends.
1. Yeah. I was in the middle.
Hey wrestling fans, this is Rick Blade telling you to tune in for BJ, DG, best wrestling talk on YouTube.